Is this better now? Hopefully. Sorry, I did not have the chat open. Previously. So, all right. So I started off with a little segment on if you are, say, living in a house and you have shoveled yourself off into the recesses of your basement, how do you get connectivity? This is a question that was asked by Brick Revolution. Recently he moved, and his internet is based in the basement for some reason, and he's up on the 3rd floor. So all you need to do is go get a repeater. What they do is they extend your existing signal, and they're really simple. The reason why I suggest them to people who are non-super literate is because there's easy buttons on them. Most routers that are handed out by the cable companies have an easy button on them, and so does this. And you just click them, boom. They talk to each other. They're the same name. You go plug them in an outlet up on the 3rd or 4th floor, and you're good to go. You guys can hear me now at this point. Please, I saw NTalk, who I know isn't going to take me down a rabbit hole, but then Xfinity 2.1, my boy, very well would. But the other question, the real one, all right, good. The real question that was out there was asked by a Vikings plunder, and that was, hey, my mic is working now.
Good.
I can't hear you though.
Oh, you can't hear me?
That might be me. Yes, that was totally me. All right, well, good. I had it set up for Saturday stream from last night. The question was, Big B, how do you handle sales that happen outside of the internet? As in friends or family who want to buy some parts from you, or you buying parts from your own store. How do you track that purchase on your bookkeeping? All right, so Great South Bricks is rebooting his computer. He will be back. But to answer the question again, you would do it all through BrickSync. You would have to go in there and hunt and peck and find your pieces that you were pulling out of your store. And then you just run the Control E, Control E, Control O, I believe. And that updates the prices. So we went over that in a previous video. So if you missed that, go watch that video. But I would do it through there. There needs to be a better way for us to pull parts out of our own store for building. It's a bit of a pain. I wish it were easier. I really don't know how you would make it easier, but I definitely would not phrase it as though you were selling bricks to friends and family when you are addressing it to BrickLink themselves. I would just keep it as you trying to get stuff out of your own store for building. Don't forget, FooBricks has got its ongoing saga of how to do everything in BrickSync. A lot of thank yous, but no questions. We need questions, people. Questions, questions, questions. Hopefully he looks at chat soon. Great South, man. You back or what? Yeah, X21, man. I needed to talk to you about them Lesters. Have you done Owl Resolve yet? No, I have not covered the Owl Resolve section, Foo. If you want to actually hop in and do the whole tutorial with Owl Resolve through BrickSync and talk about the differences between BL Master and BO Master and stuff like that. You may. We do have great sound in here. Just there. All right. Questions? Need them. Not a whole lot to talk about, really. Still working on the yellow-orange spectrum for the big part out for that. The boy's actually he wants to finish up the yellows. He wants a set, so I'm not gonna disturb that. I think it's a good life lesson of work is hard, not fun. So, not that it can't be fun, but you know what I mean. It's not all fun. All right. Let's see if I can get Foo in here. Ooh, email handy. Hey, I got sound.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. I didn't have a mic or anything a little while ago, so whenever that happens, I have to reboot my computer.
Oh. That's no bueno.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, what'd I miss?
Xfinity just asked, he is selling a lot of 1x2 plates for some reason. Do you sell a lot of certain parts randomly? And it could be somebody's getting into the modular season, or not modular season, the mosaic season.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I have some random parts that will not sell.
Yeah.
By the stupid rubber stud things.
I sold 8 of those this week in front of you.
Don't. This.
Tell your story about that, by the way, because that is a good story.
All right, so I forget the part number. I'm gonna have to look it up at some point, but it is the little rubber studs that go into the tracks for the 4Trex, and someone has bought them about 4 times, 4 different people. Every time is a zero feedback buyer, and every time they do not pay. And
you think you're starting to think you're being trolled by somebody.
I don't know, maybe. I honestly haven't thought about that, but it's weird. It's like the same part every time, but it's like had someone from China, a couple from the United States, and maybe one from Europe.
So you think it's an international conspiracy type thing?
Everybody's against me. Everyone has joined up and said, "Hey, let's screw with the Great South Bricks and get a bunch of MPBs going on."
Man. So, but seriously, you've had this thing you've had all of them, the entire lot, which is large, purchased 4 separate times from zero feedback buyers, and each and every time you've had a non-paying buyer on it.
Yep.
Yeah. So not as crazy now as I made it out to be.
No, it's just one of those weird things.
There's I've never had anything that weird, but I've had really petty weird stuff, like somebody asking to cancel an order, and me right before I canceled it, looking at the number bought and what's available, the price guide for it.
Yeah.
And then canceling the order, and right after I canceled it, the same quantity that I just canceled were purchased for 1 penny lower.
Yeah. Some people do that.
Yep, that was a lot of work for 3 cents.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a lot of red tape just for 3 cents or whatever.
A lot of clicking. We could talk about that. Talk about how bad it is to remove an item,
Oh,
update
it's
an item,
difficult.
or cancel an order. Canceling an order is just straight up difficult.
Yeah, especially if it's like a first time buyer or something like that. You tell us like, hey, you have to do. I forget the exact way to do it, but they have to do something or approve something. They have no clue what they're doing, and it's just
Right, because they have. If you guys don't know, they have to initiate it.
Yeah. And then like I've had people actually like message me saying, "Hey, how do I cancel this order?" I was like, "Oh, you can't." I mean, you can, but I'm not gonna let you.
Seriously?
Just like once, I get irritated with something. It was like one of those that keep messaging me over and over. They're like, it was one of those where like, "Hey, I see you have this part, but if you reduce the price by 20 cents or not 20% each, I'll buy more or something." And then they try to cancel the order. I'm just like, yeah, you got to
Yeah. How
really.
do you deal with people that? How do you deal with people that write you and are just like, "Hey, I'm interested in this, but somebody else has it over here for this much."
I'd tell them to go buy it
Okay.
from them.
Right, but you know why they're doing that? Because there's more stuff in your store that they really want to buy.
Yeah. I had someone do that to me on eBay. They kept, let's say I have something listed for 20. I'll have something listed for $20, but do a best offer. And someone will say, "Well, I'll buy it for 10." I'll go down to like 18 because really I would sell it for 18 to begin with. And then they say, "Oh, well, I'll do 12." And then I just negotiate once when it's the best offer thing on eBay. They keep messaging me saying, "Well, I'll go up to 1501, but that's the best I can do. But on BrickOwl, I can find it for this much. Go buy it from BrickOwl." Send.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trying to send Fu an invite, but with the new YouTube screen, I'm having difficulty. There's no about, which used to be the shortcut to be able to get to YouTube messaging.
not really.
You may have it shut off to allow messages to be sent to him. I don't know.
If you click the three dots beside whatever he messages in the chat,
yeah,
go to channel.
Yeah, that's where I am already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can remove him, put him in timeout, block him, add as a moderator, go to his channel, or report him. I just want to go to his channel, send him an invite. Because when I go and try to type it in, it does not work. Because he's got the whole, like, the big name.
Yeah.
So, Monday, no shipping.
Yeah. I was going to package something up after the show for an eBay sale that I had late yesterday. Then I realized, oh, I got an extra day. Never mind.
I actually ran 17 packages to the post office today.
Really?
Yeah, just dropped them off at like 8 a.m. because I knew that they'd be doing something to empty that box.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get them inside.
Yep.
So at least maybe they were doing, if something was shuffling around, I wanted them to be able to be shuffled into that so that they at least got moving and into the system, because I have a feeling Tuesday is going to be a busy day for them.
Yeah.
So.
Bobby, I have no clue how to invite you.
If you have his email?
I don't.
Let's see. If he sent me an email already, which he could have done, because I know he's got out my email, I could have responded to it with that, and we would have been all sorts of efficient and stuff.
Yeah.
We would have looked fairly professional instead of fumbling around for at least 10 minutes here like we have been.
Here, I'm going to send you his email. He just met. Where's the internal chat on here? I want to give that to you. Where is it?
Or what else you can do is just copy the URL at the top of the page and email it back to him.
Top of what page?
The top of the Google Hangouts page.
All right.
Yeah. That would be crazy helpful.
Oops, nope, 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 nope.
That's what BrickSyncers used to do. Let's see what else we have.
I don't even see anywhere I can type anything. Mine might be different than yours. I don't know.
All right, so shoot his email into that.
Yeah. I'm still
he's already done it. He's already done it. Done, diddy, done, diddy, diddy, done, done. All right, Xfinity 2.1, you're next, dude.
There you go.
No. Same issue with Xfinity 2.1. All right. Yeah, so I got crazy inundated on Friday.
Because of your 1-in-1 thing? Your
No, just lots of orders over and over and over.
Yeah.
Fairly small, but a good stream of them. What's up, Foo?
How's it going, guys?
Oh,
I got a new shirt.
Athol, nice.
What's up?
Made it myself.
Oh, Xfinity, all you do is send me an email, man. And then you just click on the link that I send back to you. And I promise it is not going to take you to somebody who's going to scam you.
Yeah, I just looked at my BrickLink orders, and I haven't had an order since September 29th. It's been dead.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I've had a busy week with other stuff, but grief.
My last order was September 26th on BrickLink.
I'm invoicing right now.
Now, BrickAll and eBay, totally different story. But BrickLink, yeah, has been slow.
I did get a few orders from people in the last couple weeks. The message in that was just you can leave the package at the door. People from the Seattle, Washington area. I never delivered packages or anything like that, but going to BrickCon. So it's I guess a fairly common thing that I never really took advantage of or participated in, which was the brick delivery during BrickCon. The Seattle area is definitely a different culture. It's very open and friendly, definitely. And people kind of like that old timey stuff with the drop it off at the door. That's cool with me. Where being an East Coaster, I'm more like, yeah, don't even ring the bell, man. I'll check for it when I want to.
Welcome to the East Coast.
All right. So, Fu, you want to do a little show-off stuff?
Yeah, I can show you how I do Owl Resolve, which actually helps you guys too, because when I add something to BrickOwl catalog, you benefit from it next time you sync.
Right.
I do it in a spreadsheet, so I guess I need a screen share. It's probably the easiest way to do it.
All right. You're already on the big screen.
All right.
No more. There
Put
we
you
go.
on the spot. Now.
Actual content coming at you.
Yeah, so don't mess it up, dude.
Yeah, don't mess it up. No pressure. Yeah.
Don't do shit 101.
Now I'm looking for the screen share button. I don't see that control here.
It's green with a white arrow on it on the side of Hangouts.
Oh, there it is. Okay, it slides away from me. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
I do know that much.
I'm going to share that screen. Okay, let me know when you see it.
It's there.
All right, so here's an example. This is the last Owl Resolve I did back on September 11th. Can you read that? Is it legible?
Yes.
Zoomed in enough? Okay. So these are the BrickLink parts that were not in my store on BrickOwl because they were not resolved. A lot of minifigs. It's pretty common. and some odd and end printed parts usually are the issue. So what I have to do is take these from my output when I type AlResolve in BrickSync, go to BrickLink, find it, then I submit a BrickLink ID to BrickOwl in their catalog. It usually takes about 24 hours and they approve it. I do a sync and then all the parts get added to my store. And generally because of that, I'm the only one that has it.
Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it.
Yeah. So I just ran an AlResolve, which you probably won't be able to read.
I actually haven't run an AlResolve in a really long time.
You probably can't see this that well, but there's 11 lots right now currently in my store that don't sync over. And most of those are minifigs or parts that actually just aren't in the catalog yet. And that's why I keep a spreadsheet of everything I do so I can track it. So when it comes up next time, like this one is a train fig that has a different head. It's the only difference. And there's no entry for it. So not in BrickOwl. Then I do submitted, submitted, submitted. All the submitted ones are approved. I checked.
So you're doing the lower hanging fruit.
Yeah. So I'm going for obviously minifigs. Those sell.
But no, it's bang for your buck. I've actually discussed this with Lawrence before. And his remark was, yeah, you can just put the BLID, the BrickLink ID, and submit that, and it'll be added within 24 hours. And my question was, well, what about the older stuff? I said, it's pretty difficult to build a minifigure on some of these sites, especially if you're not as familiar with them. You know, I'm definitely not a buyer over on BrickOwl. It's just the storefront over there. So I'm not as familiar with their interface.
In my case, I bought from BrickOwl just to go through the experience.
Right.
Just to see what it was like. I actually found some grossly underpriced train parts and minifigs that I cleaned out from a store. I got a battery box for a train for $1. Brand new. And also 30-cent BART minifigs. So
nice.
Weird, but I'll take it. That's fine. But yeah, that's the only reason I've done it. The other thing I did recently in my store is I added stripe.
So you want to talk about that?
If you want. I just thought I'd bring it up.
Well, did you just resolve these now, and you're gonna? I thought you were gonna run BrickSync.
I do have BrickSync. I have it running on a laptop, so I had to remote into it.
Okay.
Let me go back in.
No, that's.
And yeah, that's the AlResolve I just ran. And I have 11 of them. Maybe there's one that's been switched over.
All right. So what he's talking about
yours is bigger, though. You have a lot more lots, so maybe your store has more of them.
AlResolve. And what that does, it's going to go through your store and see if there's anything at all that can be added that's currently listed over on BrickLink but not available on BrickOwl.
Wow, you have a lot. And the fun part is searching to find it.
Oh, 0 items and 0 lots. So this is about the umpteenth time where that has happened. But again, I'm not a participant really in the whole being proactive, because once this popped up, it was pretty disheartening. And then after 2 years of still getting 0 items and 0 lots, it's even more disheartening. See here,
I'm looking at one of your parts now.
So there's 1.14 and 9,819 lots over on BrickLink. And then this will go through and do a quick check between the two of them and see if there's anything that's changed. I've even got colors that aren't even listed over on BrickOwl yet.
Like what? Nothing basic, I hope.
Transmedium orange.
Yeah, it's not that basic.
So they've got 300 lots. No, translate orange, excuse me. So, but Owl Resolve is a pretty simple step. You're not going to screw your stuff up running Owl Resolve. All it's doing is it's checking in. It's just saying, hey, is there anything that has been added that we've been skipping over now? Because it doesn't check those parts each and every time. Once it realizes that it's not available over on BrickOwl, it removes it from the query. That's to save on bandwidth and processing for both sides. So that's pretty common.
Yeah, I was trying to cut down those API calls.
Yep.
You only get so many per day. I found out the hard way.
So what have you been trying to do with that?
Well, I was trying to reprice my entire store at one point, and BrickSync warned me that it was queued.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can use it to reprice everything.
Yeah.
So I also used a load.
Using BrickSync to do the repricing.
Yeah, I tried it, but it turned out to have too many calls on the API, so I stopped doing it that way.
Was it difficult?
No, you just do it in BrickStock, reprice any way you want, save the file, and then you type the command into BrickSync, and it pulls all the pricing from that file and updates both stores.
All right. So still, once again, using BrickStock as the go-to tool.
Yeah. So I do everything in BrickStock that I can, and I use BrickSync to do it. So for example, if I'm trying to change a bunch of remarks for my drawers and whatnot, I will use BrickSync to do it, a load notes feature.
Okay.
So if I'm reassigning or adding new parts, and then I want to add the actual where I put them later, because I don't know when I part out the set where I'm putting them, I'll use the load notes feature and just fill it in on BrickStock, save the file, and then load notes. Bam, it's done.
Is that because you upload the set parted out before you've actually put it away?
Yes, because I need to upload it to BrickLink to know where the parts are going. Does that make sense? So for example, a 1x2 black plate is in one of my tubs, but I don't know off the top of my head where that goes. So I'm not going to put it away as I part it out. I'm going to upload it first, then part it out.
Nothing past 5 minutes made any sense to me.
Nope, totally not the way that I put away parts. So once again, it's just another way that people put away parts. So,
yeah, everybody's different. That's what works for me. So I just go with it.
Yeah. Plus, it puts it, I guess, out there faster than mine gets put out there.
Yeah, because it's for sale before I've actually physically put it away.
Okay. Coldwater is saying that putting a tilde, which is in BL remarks, will keep BrickSync from trying to sync it to BrickOwl.
What is that called?
Tilde?
Tilde?
Yep. To left of one on the keyboard, shift key.
No, you know.
Sign symbol.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No questions coming in right now.
How's your lot limit thing going, Big B?
Oh, yeah. So far, so good. It's been a little bit wonky. Like I've had one or two people, because people sometimes ask for bypasses. I did have one user who had placed like a $3.50 order. Then contacted me once asking for a bypass because their order was like 0.75. And I just let them know that I didn't have a bypass for that, or just didn't have a bypass.
Yeah.
And they came in later on and purchased something. It was awkward. I'll give you that much. Like, it definitely was a little awkward. If I probably would have given a bypass if it was an order that was more than $10. But for $3, I wasn't really sure if it was an adult or a child. So that's what made me a little weary.
Yeah. Now, what about pulling orders? How's it going for you? Is it
I've had BrickOwl set up with a $1 minimum, and that's it forever. So I'm used to the style of orders that it is. You know, it's definitely more of the minifigure related order instead of a an element-related order,
Mhm.
if you will. So,
Man, I've really been trying to find some retro Rocket Man, retro Spaceman parts. Do you know where I can get some?
I mean, that's the haul that I put up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was one that I found.
Some of these.
Yeah.
I have exactly one.
Oh, no, the other one, the retro Spaceman.
These ones.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
All right, so there was a guy who had these for sale on BrickLink for medium twos, so about $250 each for the complete fig.
Mhm.
So it's hard to really say no on that one. I know it's a long-term hold on it. It's not necessarily something that's going to turn right away, but for $2.50 with the base plate that you're pulling out of it, that's eventually going to roll. You know, the 50 cents each, once I get to about 500 of those, that'll sell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they sell between 35 and 50 usually. Just probably on the higher end of that.
Right. The pew pews. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. These guys.
Yeah, the CMF stands. The pew pews. Those ones. I love the zappers for that minifigure. Totally unique. I do not see them putting that out there again. Only thing that wasn't that great about it is it's not completely system. You know, the studs on the sides, it's got two studs, but they're not big enough for any sort of for grip. The ball on the end is just a little bit larger than what you'd really want. So, but I think you can stick hands in the side of it.
Is it not the same gun that they've released before?
Yeah, they never released that gun before. It's a
okay.
variation. It's a variation of the other pew pew that they had out. The one that was very heavy in the Lego movie.
Yeah, that just boom. Well, no, that's even though I've never had that figure, it's out there one of my favorites, especially with the CMS. It's a pretty cool figure. The colors on it are great. The helmet's awesome.
Helmet's unbelievable. Yeah, I was actually talking to Bones about that for about 2 weeks. Like, should I get this? Like, why is nobody buying these? Like,
yeah. Now, what about will the pants? They don't have any continuing prints on, do they?
Oh, I'm leaving the minifig whole.
Oh, it's a whole minifigure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not parting these out. So I've got 98. I'm literally army up.
Oh, okay. Okay. I saw on Instagram. I saw the parts were all separate. Was that just how it was shipped?
That's how it was shipped, and then I had to go in and.
Okay.
Yeah, put each thing in their individual bags for protection and all that happiness.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. Ian in the chat had a interesting questions. I also want to hear what you guys do. Is how do you store and ship capes, cloth pieces? I know how I store and ship them, but I'm curious what you guys do just for my own. In the box, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I do the same. I leave them in the box.
Well, I take them out of the box and store them flat in plastic.
That's what I do.
Yep, that's what I do.
On the light and everything else, so they don't fade or anything like that. But because if you can't store them in the box really, because sometimes you get more than one element in a box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a time where I was going for the glittery capes that were in the Friends Rockstar van or dressing room or whatever, because I kept selling out of them. There was a guy who was coming in and purchasing them, or guy or girl, was coming in and purchasing them, you know, hand over foot. Just every single time I got them, come in and get some more and get some more and get some more. And I had ordered some from one store, like 20 or 30 from one store, and all they had was the one color, and they shipped them to me. And it was still in the original boxes, taped. And I opened them up, and it had all 4 of the capes in there. So
nice.
Yeah, well,
free parts.
With free parts. But lesson to be learned if you stand in the other shoes is If had I been inventorying this and put this thing away differently and opening them up and not just, like, these are all the black capes, these are all the blue capes, and like whatever way you're storing them, you would not have lost out on that. And you would have had the other parts even listed in your store.
Yeah, I usually ship them in one of those empty boxes. I just have a bin full of them.
Yeah, same here.
And that way they don't get bent up in shipment.
Yep.
Because I actually had a complaint once that it got bent up, and it totally wasn't my fault. It was the Postal Service. But
I had the same, but it's always no matter what. I'm learning. I'm understanding the customer is always right mentality, even though it's difficult for me because I'm hard-headed. But you've really got to take it with a grain of salt. Like GSP was saying earlier, he's got the one person keeps writing them over and over and over, and it gets annoying. But you got to remember that it takes all kinds to love Lego, and
it takes all kinds to sell Lego.
With all kinds being there, you got to understand that there's always going to be some people that are very anxious and really need to know about it because it's their passion and it's what they're hyper focused in on now. So if you are very patient, sometimes overly patient with your customers, they know their traits. And if they find a seller who will work with them and not get frustrated with their traits coming in, you could earn yourself a lifetime buyer that's great.
Yeah, if I have like some requests, unless they're just completely crazy, I'll do it. Like I had someone who they didn't request anything, but they had one batch and then a second batch. And if you don't know what that means, it's they place an order and before it's processed, they place another order.
Yeah, I get those.
I looked on there and it was labeled bowling alley and then some other building. It didn't say that these need to be separated, but I just went ahead and did one batch in a Ziploc, labeled it bowling alley, one batch in another Ziploc bag, even though they had some of the same parts. I kind of just got the, hey, nudge, nudge, can you do something without being asked? And I don't mind doing that. If it's a happy customer, they might come back. If they don't,
that's great for seeing that.
Yeah,
and for doing that with them.
But whatever.
I've actually heard sellers though get a little bit miffy because people placed a second batch or a third batch or a fourth or a fifth or a sixth or a 12th. Never, ever, ever get frustrated with that. That's one of the big reasons why I do not pull the order before it's paid.
Yeah.
Because, the buyer's going to change their mind. They're going to want more, and they may want less.
That's why I have a hold order open option.
Yeah. And that's also why I've got the second hold order open option, so that I understand myself that this person is fully intending to take a month to buy their order. Like if I know that from the get-go, it's a lot easier going in than, because sometimes you can get a little anxious with that hold order open and nothing's been purchased in like 9 days, and your terms are 7 or whatever it is for your individual store.
Yeah. Robert or Bobby, I saw in the chat you put Michael. Are you talking to me or Michael Braun?
I'm talking to the gentleman in the chat, Michael Braun.
Okay, cool. I was just making sure. I was like, wait, did I miss something? I'm Michael, by the way.
Well, Xfinity21 had a question. Do you put business cards in with your orders when you ship them out? I do.
But I should. Everybody should.
You started this going on now.
I've got that going on, but that's still pretty shady. Next
time, just put it on the back. It's hard to read unless you put it on the blank side.
Yeah, that's why I picked up a new stamp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just says on the back of it. It says Big B Bricks quarterly raffle ticket. Stamping it on the back of the ticket now. And then the kids have tomorrow off of school to celebrate a murderer's birthday, and I'm gonna have them stamp envelopes. just checking to see what kind of social reaction I get from this one, because after the last stream, me opening my mouth and voicing my opinion, some of my videos are coming under review and being denied for monetization, even though I don't make any money.
I agree.
Still the point of it. Before they've even aired. So I had to recreate this seller's stream 5 times in the past 2 weeks because it kept getting demonetized because of content before it even streamed.
Wow. Well, my orders I send out.
You had an opinion that pretty much says you can have your opinion.
But I can't have mine.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody was upset, but that's fine. That's what America's all about.
Whatever.
My orders, I put in business cards, and I also have mention this card in your next order, get 5% off. Because one, I want to know if it's working.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea right there.
And no one has done it.
What what you're doing is making any difference.
Yeah, I've thought I want to do business cards, but I haven't settled on a logo or what I want to put on there. I don't know if I want to do a real logo or like put just like my minifigure head like on here. Like, where is it? This. I like that, but I don't have a good enough picture for it.
Just got a text message from Haley saying that she couldn't hear me. Thank you. All right, so I was speaking to London Bricks, hoping to get London Bricks on the show. London Bricks is very, very small seller, but he's a graphic designer.
Where do you think he's located?
London?
London? Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, it's got there you go.
I was thinking to myself, like, did I say Graphic Bricks? Because there's also a Graphic Bricks, who's a graphic designer, who's based out of London. But I was actually hoping to have him on to come in and talk about things that you as a store owner could do easily to actually create your own logo, because there's a lot of us suffering from that. And it's probably not, I know it's not that difficult to go and create my own logo, but the problem is in my head, I have to stick to that logo and stay with that logo forever. And you don't. If you think about it, you can just, it's age of the internet, man. You can just go recreate yourself every 5 minutes if you want to. People will understand it.
Which
So,
I did make a logo, but I'm already tired of it. It's boring to me. But I was like, oh, that's professional looking. It's boring. We're selling toys.
I made my
logo.
logo.
3.5 years without a logo, and I desperately need one.
Made my logo, and it's the one that you see in the chat, in the video, the little Fubricks that you see there.
Oh, yeah.
I made that, and that actually was a 2x4 printed tile for Brick Fair, Alabama. That's how it started. I was like, well, I want to get my store name on a printed tile, so I created it for that, and I just started using it everywhere.
That's cool.
It's the back of my business card that I send out, and the front of it says 5% off your next order if you mention this card. And like I said, I've sent out probably 500 of those cards, and I haven't got anyone mention it on either BrickOut or BrickLink.
Yeah.
And I put it in with the part, so it's not like I'm hiding it in the envelope. So,
Cool kid writes a story on the back of his. Not really, but it's like a little thank you note. Very nice.
Also, Brick Chicks in the chat. Yeah, and Cold Water Bricks brings up an excellent point that I was going to say as well. Vistaprint makes it really easy to just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Because, you know, $9.99, you just get a new business card.
Guess where I got
mine?
mine?
Really, I should really just start taking advantage of that and doing that.
They ship fast, too.
Yeah.
They come from Canada, oddly enough, when you order from Vistaprint.
Cool.
I never noticed. I've used Vistaprint a lot. Postcards, business cards, just, I mean, I used to sell houses. And I had to find stuff.
Xfinity 2-1 asks, do you think the Sonic minifigure will increase? I'm sure it will, but I don't think Sonic has quite the draw as other characters. Even though the makers of Deadpool are making a Sonic film, I mean, Sonic's not Deadpool. Deadpool was popular because it was Deadpool.
And he's funny. Sonic's not funny. Wait, Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Is that what you said?
Every movie coming out nowadays, man, is going to be a video game based movie.
Video game based remake.
Throwback.
Yeah. Nothing good.
Trying to find out number. Is there anyone that will sell Lego for someone? Michael Braun trying to find a buyer for Lego.
Sounds like. I think he was looking for more like fulfillment. Like,
Yeah.
I have the Lego, I want you to sell it for me.
Yeah.
I
We do have a
Clutch
friend
did
that does that. His name is Clutch.
I thought about doing it.
I
I had the
about
brilliant name for it, fulfillment.
That's good. You feel me? I mean,
But I would need volume.
just for the name.
Yeah, you would need
Yeah.
volume, but you would also need a lot of storage and the tracking on that. I mean, you really, in order to do that properly, you really need a piece of software just to track the incoming, put it in the right
Yeah.
position as far as the buy order, and then track it leaving the store as well, tracking it, top side off, which is yours. I believe the way the Clutch has it set up is, if he's got a part and it goes in the drawer, it always goes on the top side. So his always sell first, which is understandable. Probably the way that I would do it as well.
Same, yeah.
Because I mean, you're offering it as a service, but you're not offering it as a priority service. You're hold for it's sell on availability. So when your bricks are the only ones available, they're the ones that sell.
Yeah, I'd do the same. I would probably say my part sell first, and after that, your part sell.
Yeah.
And an agreed upon commission. And I control the pricing.
Duh.
Bricks for Chris wants to know, who is everybody in here? I think he's joking. Great South Bricks, Foo Bricks, and I'm Big B Bricks.
Yeah, my store has grown a little bit since I was last on this stream, which was back when you were in Seattle. Nearing 200,000 parts. I'm almost 200,000 now.
Nice. You
Now,
are you gearing more towards parts or towards sets at this point?
I'm doing parts through BrickLink. I'm doing sets through other avenues.
Sets through eBay and Amazon, etc., etc.
Amazon especially. I am ungated on Amazon for Lego. That's a big one.
Nice. So you'll be able to answer questions in the future about how exactly to do that and
Sure, yeah.
what to do if you're screwed by Amazon as well.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, I've gone through that quite a few times with buying off of the warehouse and getting absolute crap.
Amazon's a volume game. I'll just say that. You're going to get screwed a certain percent of the time. I don't know what that percent is yet. It's low, though, below 10. Actually, a great example is I had a Goblin Village set, elves, excuse me. And I sent in 2 of them to Amazon. They sold. Customer returned one, said it was missing parts. Came back, sure was missing parts. Wasn't a set I sent in. It still had a price tag sticker on it from another store. So either the person who bought it was dishonest, took out a few bags of parts and sent it back, or whoever sent in originally was dishonest. My inventory got commingled.
Okay.
So,
do you think that happens a lot with your inventory getting missing? I mean, I'm sure it does. I mean, they can only have so many lockers. I mean, you can't not have an entire warehouse full of lockers and have it be really efficient. And I know that's a lot of the basis for Amazon is the efficiency of it.
and the way they keep it efficient as an Amazon seller, if you send in a common item such as a Lego set, the one you send in might not be the one the customer buying gets. You're thrown in the pile to everybody else. It's called commingled inventory.
All right.
So you don't have to do it that way, but that's how I do it because the fees are lower. And that's it. I'm happy to go in depth later if you want to. But
yeah, we'll do it in another week probably.
Okay.
Would you be up for coming on each and every week, or you just want to do this on an ad hoc sort of thing?
Yeah, I can do most weeks. Sometimes I have other things going on Sundays.
All right. Good.
Like next weekend, I'll be in New York. But
okay.
I'll be in the mountains next week, but I should. I'll try to get on. I'll let you know at least the day of.
I was gonna say Sunday. Sunday I'll be back. We've got a birthday party to attend on Saturday for my niece Emily, but I'll be back in time for that. The time works for everybody. I know that we're competing with football and Game of Thrones and
Walking Dead.
Coming up
Not
next.
to worry about Game of Thrones
right now,
another year.
Walking Dead. So this is basically the only real time that works for me, though, because I don't want to step on the toes. Of course, the guys from Holland Ballin. I don't want to come before them either, because if I have a tendency to run at the jaw and go long, or somebody's showing something off, I don't want to cut them out. So, also, I think we got about probably 6 or 7 times as many viewers that are watching it after it's aired. So, but anything anybody can do to encourage the questions and to get us more questions after the stream, so we have something to talk about in the beginning of the stream instead of us just fumbling through and trying to find a topic, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Give us a couple ideas of what you want to see done in BrickStock, BrickSync, BrickOwl, BrickLink, anything like that, and we'll try to get that answered for next week. If you have Amazon questions, we've now got an Amazon expert. And I will keep trying to get people in to talk about stuff that will help you improve not only your store, but also your image as a store and your professional appearance, so that when you go into these avenues outside of BrickLink or BrickOwl, that you have the appearance of being a much bigger store than you are, because unfortunately, appearances count for so much. And you've really got to try to fit that mold that is out there already for how things should be packaged. You guys know what I mean? You guys know what I mean by that? Like,
yeah.
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 Yeah. Lego, but 2 bricks need to go inside of a Ziploc bag because that's how it would be in the store.
Yeah. I meant to ask you, do you ever figure out what my weird, oh crap, what was I saying? All those wheels I bought, what I was going to do with those?
Nah, what were you doing with them?
Just check out my eBay. Hold on, let me see if I can get a screen share going on.
I was going to ask, you're going to gravel your driveway with them.
Yeah.
Wheels and tires sell pretty well for me. I know that in the beginning, before I even hit like 1 million, they didn't do anything. Ah, nice.
I'm selling these on eBay.
That's a good idea, Sell the chassis for a really simple 4-wide car.
Oh Lord, hold on. Let me stop the screen share. Yeah, for all right.
Infinite mirror.
But yeah, I had a bunch of vehicle bases that weren't selling. And I got bored. I stuck them on eBay, buy 2 at a time. I just went ahead and stuck the wheels and slipped tires on them. I sold like all 10 pair within a month. So I'm taking kind of a big risk. I think I have 60 something listed, all with different colors. I got black, white, yellow, red. That bright green I got from you. I need to get more tires, but I'm just gonna see how it goes. I try to mix up a little bit with what I sell on each site.
That's good. If you've got a dead part on one site, finding a use for it, where you may have to add to it, but it's a low-cost improvement.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like let's say I have a spaceship that comes in a set, and I don't feel like parting it out. I'll sell the spaceship by itself on eBay. And
sell the bag.
So yeah, that's just what I've been doing. With eBay and the other sites, I don't try to overlap what I sell on there.
I sold a bunch of tires to Thailand and India. Just tires, no wheels. Like 100 of them. I don't know why, but
that's nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I bought like what 200 wheels from you, Big B.
The old school motorcycle tires, the really small ones, the ones that go on like the wheelbarrow. I've sold probably 16.5 to 17,000 to a single buyer.
It's weird.
Repeatedly. Like,
are you talking about the ones that were
like go buy case, price at 6 month average, the entire case, you know, all 5,000 plus tires. Within an hour, they bought all of them.
That's crazy.
Bought a case, put it on BrickLink for 1 cent more than the 6 month average. Gone within an hour. Same buyer. Went and bought another case. Put it on BrickLink at 2.5 cents higher than the 6 month average. Every single tire gone to the exact same seller buyer. I asked him what he was doing,
reversing charges,
and he said some sort of stuff with kids.
So about these, like the small thin ones. That'd be.
I can't keep those in stock. Those are the most popular tire ever.
I can't sell them.
Make sure you have them.
Same. I haven't told you
Make sure
either.
you have the correct variation listed. To make sure you're not using the old variation number and not the current one, because people who are going to look for it are now using the new variation number because that's the one that's familiar to them. Or people who would only be searching for the old variation number are people who are rebuilding classic sets.
Yeah, that's true. I got they all have the 59895 on them, so I'm guessing it's the newer ones.
Xfinity asks if the LBG 2x2 tiles are rare like they are in the UK. And no, we have those on our wall.
Not mine.
I did find them on one wall.
Yeah, no, not mine.
I'm trying to make people in the UK jealous.
Yeah,
I found them.
They've been on the wall occasionally, and they're hit and miss during this quarter for on the wall. There's a lot of really good stuff on the wall. I actually want to see if I can ever get Brick or Treat in here, because Brick or Treat is now my go-to knowledge guy for what's on the wall, since I don't have direct access, and he's got access to at least half a dozen within a half an hour of him. I think I heard him mention today that he might be able to get 1x1 white tile on the wall. So.
And you're relatively close to him, aren't you?
2 hours.
Well, compared to what you used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Taka's confirming that they were on her wall as well. It's a great color for the winter season. So just don't forget that holidays are coming up, and you'd be surprised at how quickly white studs sell in your store. And if you have a quantity of white studs, price accordingly if you wish.
In talk, do you go to Discovery Mills Mall? Is that your Lego store over in Lawrenceville? Oh, maybe
One of mine.
She ain't gonna give it up, man. She ain't gonna give it up. She's got a source.
Well, I did go to Brick or Treat's territory, and I poached one of his stores and got a case of flower stems.
The grass pieces?
Yeah, the 3-prong flower stems.
Okay, right.
I got a case of them.
Now those are $50 cases now, right?
No, they can't ring it up that way, so they claim. So the guy actually went and got the case and started filling up cups for me, and we calculated it was 5 cups in a case. So I paid that way. So it's actually less than 100 going rate. 50 is the clearance rate.
Right. So my understanding was that it was going to be $50 for a case now, no longer $100 cases. Like it was going to go back to $50 cases and $20 clearance cases. But I could be wrong. So
I got 2 cases of 1x1 round light Bruce gray tile. Anybody needs any? It is listed, all 40-something thousand of them.
Nice.
And yes, I did use a counting scale.
Of course, because it wouldn't make sense not to.
And that's correct, Brick or Treat. It was Tyson's Corner.
You know, I really don't.
And I didn't buy it all. They have some.
Lego store really isn't that far away from me, but because I live in, well, I don't live in Atlanta, but since I live near Atlanta, it takes forever to get to any of them.
Bot saying
It's
that it
terrible.
was the 1x1 LBG tile. So
LBG.
that's a repeat. It's a good one. It's a good one. Definitely a great one if you know somebody who can print on tile.
I
definitely
found
have, like,
these.
Santa.
where was that?
Discovery Center, Lego.
Okay.
At Phipps Plaza.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have told you that. No, just kidding.
I don't. Dude, you can't pay me to go into Atlanta anymore. I just won't do it.
They're going to be hot in about a month.
Yeah. Which means Target will get them in January, where I live.
Anybody else experiencing Series 14 incredible popularity right now?
Series 14.
I don't know if I have any Series 14.
Series 14 is freaking booming right now.
What was in Series 14 again?
Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
I sold all of them but one pirate. I think I actually sold that recently. I bought a case when it came out.
They're going absolutely crazy.
Oh, I do have Series 14. I have a Fly Monster and a Monster Rocker.
I like
So-
the Monster Rocker.
Every single fly monster that I had, I did a full Monty on just for the hand. Just for the claw hand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what?
Because
I think I'm all out of Series 14.
appreciated from the Disney set. It was in the Pirates of the Caribbean in flesh. And now it's like a $12 element.
No, I just checked everything. I don't have any Series 14 left.
Right.
But those Fly Monsters, I remember those went pretty quick from my store.
Oh, yeah.
I should
And then
have.
a quick shameless plug. This T-shirt is for sale on Amazon. I made it.
That's how Clutch does his too, I believe.
It took forever to get a proof of that, by the way. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have like a multi-part series on Amazon and trials and tribulations and stuff like that.
Yeah, Amazon is a interesting beast. There's two sides to it. It's kind of merchant fulfilled was what they call it when you ship it straight from your house to the customer of Amazon, or Amazon fulfilled, which is what I do. I send it to Amazon first. They warehouse it and ship it and handle everything.
Right.
And that's the way to go, in my opinion. But to each his own. And I don't only do Lego. I do other things on Amazon too. T-shirts, other toys.
Food. Did you hear about Amazon Georgia?
I did not.
I forget what city, but they proposed to get, they're trying to get another Amazon headquarters in Atlanta or around here. And
I don't blame
literally, they made a town called Amazon to try to put it there. It was interesting.
What part of state is it in? Up here, or
I don't even remember. I just heard it on the radio.
are you gonna make me Google it now?
But change the name of the town to try to get Amazon to move there? Sounds like a really bad move.
Like change the name of the town or like actually make its own town called Amazon.
Sounds like a
Yeah, Georgetown wants to create a city called Amazon to win second headquarters. Yeah.
I swear I've seen this. It was on After a Mutual of Omaha.
Fairbanks. What county was it or city?
Stonecrest City Council is
Okay.
what I'm reading in this article. So that must be out I-20 somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They have the land available because they need a lot of land for an Amazon warehouse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I live relatively close to Toyo, North America, and it is massive. Cool Kid said link didn't work or something. Can y'all see me? I know I'm wearing camo. I don't blend in, do I?
No.
We can see your face.
Only my face. Why is there a floating head on there?
All right, so we gave him an extra 12 minutes because I was muted for the first 6.
Yeah, what happened during the muted part? What were you talking about?
The exact same thing I followed it. I was going to try to come in with a shtick about BR not wanting to pay $15 to make his life easy.
Oh.
He was talking about like actually running a cable, running a Cat 5 from the basement up to the 3rd floor to put into the other router. Like, man, like that is so much work. Like, just upgrade for $15 and be done with it.
Yeah. I mean, he has terrible internet service. That's what I noticed on Hawaiian Balling. Is that what he's talking about? His internet?
Yeah. Well, he just moved to a new location, but he wants to get better signal up in his apartment, which is totally understandable. But I mean, having background in network engineering, like I'd love to run wires here and there and like make it, the best, most effective, blah blah blah, whatever. But time to put into that, man, when you can just go and spend 2 minutes ordering something, getting it shipped to you for $15, and then walk down here, press a couple buttons, walk up to the 3rd floor and plug it in and be done with it is just beyond nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
the marvels of technology.
Yeah, that is it.
I'm going to do a little bit of a shameless plug while I'm on here real quick. Since I haven't had any orders this week, I just changed it to 75 cents per lot, dollar minimum buy. Just so I have something to do. So y'all keep that in mind. All you
have something to do. So you got any shameless plugs?
Well, I don't have lot average needs and have a $2 minimum buy. That's it.
My shameless plug is I got all kinds of stupid games. You can play bingo, win this set, spend more than $25. You win a raffle ticket, 100 tickets available.
That's nice.
Mine's a nice set.
And any order placed in the store, you enter giving away a modular. Being pulled live on the air December 2nd. So we're giving crazy shit away. Plus, you get a 1 in 5 chance of winning a complete Lego set as part of each round of Bricks Out as well. Besides the prize that's offered for completing the card.
I keep forgetting to check my bingo card.
Oh, it's going to run up into the numbers will be in the 60s before it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see how, honestly.
Hopefully, Ralph is working on an app.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, shameless plugs done. Over. See you guys next week on the seller stream. Shop these guys' store. Shop my store. I got crazy shit coming in all the time from all over the place. It's all good. See you next week.